This is a kind of interesting hand, really deals with the situation of implied odds, so I thought I'd play the hand live first and then just talk about some of the decisions and what was in my mind at the time. It's the next hand. I will kind of limp raise with this from early position because of it's suited, and if I get re-raised then I'm happy enough to see the flop, depending on the size of the raise. It's quite an aggressive raise, but he made it quite speedily, which suggests to me don't really hold much store by it, so I'm quite happy to call it. Quite happy to see another card. Obviously I've got a flush and a straight draw now, so I'm got the odds to see another card, and I've hit my straight draw, so obviously I can bring this pot down now. Thanks. So I mean, obviously it was a nice situation with a flush and a straight draw, so I had the odds to call it, the implied odds, because if I did hit it then obviously it's his stack's completely gone. So obviously that's how the hand played out live, and obviously I was talking through the hand live, and that's how I saw it at the time. Probably thought it was a good idea just to review it for a number of reasons. You know, did I make a loose call? Did my opponent slow play it? Did I have the implied odds to see further cards on the turn? So there's a number of issues really. For those of you not familiar with implied odds, I mean, implied odds are really based around the possibility of winning money in the later betting rounds over and above what's in the pot already. So normally we're looking at what's in the pot, how many cards do we need to improve, and what are the odds of that, and therefore have we got the pot odds to call. But with implied odds we're looking really at, you know, can we win a big hand at the end on the river in later betting rounds? Is there going to be a good chunk of money for us to win? Also, I felt his raise didn't kind of fit in with his previous betting patterns. It was a bit of a sign to me, that a sign of weakness rather than strength. I felt it was a little bit of an over bet. It was made too quickly. It just didn't really sit in with the rest of his play. And having sat down at the table for a while, I just saw it as a sign of weakness rather than strength. So I decided to call, bit of a loose call possibly, but it was my gut feeling that he had a mid pair, and that I could possibly take the pot down either by representing an overcard or by hitting an ace, or obviously the ideal situation by hitting a flush. So when the flop came down, there was an overcard, there was a king, and I saw it as possibly being an opportunity for me to represent that king if I didn't hit my ace on the turn, or I didn't improve to a flush draw on the turn. And he was asking me on the flop to call a pretty standard continuation bet of 14 euros into a pot of 37. So flop comes down, and he makes a bet at it. I'm expecting that. He was the aggressor. I'm expecting a continuation bet. It wasn't a huge bet. It was 3-1. He's asking me to call, and I'm looking for possibly up to 10 spades and 3 aces, 40 cards left. Perhaps if we look at 8 spades and we think that perhaps 20% of that, the spades were mucked, then you know I'm looking at 4-1, 3-1. Plus I'm thinking I can perhaps get him off his hand later because he's playing a mid pair. So I called it. When the turn card came down, obviously it's a different situation now. And now I can look at implied odds because my hand's disguised. I've got a flush draw, a straight draw, and when he does bet at the pot, he bets 28 euros, and the value of the pot is 79. But I'm not looking at 79 now. I'm looking at the rest of his stack. He's got 79 in the pot, 69 he's still got left in his stack. So I'm looking really at 148 odds. 148 euros, 28 euros I've got a call, that's 5-1, and I'm needing 7 spades, 4 fours, possibly 3 aces to win me the hand. So I'm looking at that's 14 cards that might win me the hand, 39 left to draw, so pot odds of 2.8 to 1. So I'm thinking I've got the implied odds, and obviously I'm thinking that I'm giving him credit that he's got something because of his bet on the turn. So I'm thinking that probably the money's going to go all in, and my hand's going to be disguised enough that I'm going to take the pot down. And obviously that's what happened. He threw his money in. I took the pot down. Did he play it correctly? Did he slow play his 10? He hit a set. Did he slow play his 10s? It's marginal. He was trying to get some value for the hand. Did he think about the 2 spades? Did he think about the possibility of a draw? Did he think I might be playing ace queen and a jack would have given me a straight? Could he have chucked it all in on the turn? I don't know. Possibly. A hand to debate, I guess, and that's really the reason why I've put it up.